Hello everyone. So it's the month of October, and the month of October is Dysautonomia Awareness Month. And I wanted to make this video as we're wrapping up, coming to the end of October. Dysautonomia is a malfunction of the autonomic nervous system, and people that have a form of dysautonomia experience symptoms related to the autonomic nervous system. And these the autonomic nervous system is something that controls your internal functions, so like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your ability to sweat, your body temperature, for example. These are functions of the autonomic nervous system. I will say that for me personally, I was diagnosed with a form of dysautonomia a couple years before I was diagnosed with episodic ataxia. And I was tested positive on the tilt table test. So I wanted to share my experience with it, as it's Dysautonomia Awareness Month, in more details. And is what they did is they strapped me onto a table, and it went like from like this, flat and up, at different positions. And it monitored, while it was doing this, it was monitoring my blood pressure and my heart. And I had this done at Cleveland Clinic Cardiac Center a couple years before I was diagnosed with episodic ataxia. The test did come out positive for a form of dysautonomia. As the table was going upward, my blood pressure would drop significantly low. Now I'm talking 70/50, that low, as I was in upright position. And when it would go back down to be in supine, which is flat on your back, the blood pressure would return to normal. And while my blood pressure would drop, my heart rate would skyrocket. And I would have tachycardia upon upright position. But it would return to normal when I was laying flat on my back. And so that was my experience with that. However, when I was going through this before my ataxia diagnosis, I was experiencing symptoms, and the test itself, I will say, is absolutely not pleasant, because it does trigger some symptoms in general. Even if you have a form of dysautonomia and you're tested positive on a tilt table test, it'll bring out those symptoms. For me, though, I cannot recall ever feeling lightheaded, like I was going to pass out during the test. However, it did trigger my ataxic symptoms. So it triggered an episode of my episodic ataxia during the test. And they thought that it was because my blood pressure was dropping and my heart rate was going up. So they terminated the test. I did not even complete the whole test, and it came out positive. I don't know the relationship or the link between ataxia and dysautonomia. However, I have ran into people that have both ataxia and dysautonomia. But as far as there being a connection or a link between them both, I can't be 100% certain on that for some people. I'm just sharing what I had experienced personally with being diagnosed with these things, and just sharing my experience on it and, you know, what I had experienced at the time. So they terminated the tests. I could not walk unaided. I was uncoordinated, unbalanced. I was totally sick, so I was having severe vertigo. I did not have any feelings of lightheadedness or feeling I was technically gonna pass out due to low blood pressure. However, it triggered my episodic ataxia, and they terminated the test, thinking it was due to low blood pressure and whatever. But so but it did came out positive. They put me on a beta blocker at the time, but this didn't do me any good because it made my blood pressure drop more low. However, it did help my tachycardia, my fast heart rhythm, at the time. I quit the beta blocker as well because I was also receiving allergy injections because my allergies were really bad and I was having flare-ups with my asthma at the time. So I leaned towards more of the issues with my asthma and my allergies, and started receiving allergy injections. Quit the beta blocker because I felt at that time I wasn't having as many issues with my syndrome with the dysautonomia, but I was, let's say, I did have a history of passing out throughout my childhood, so I can't deny that. These total loss of consciousness happened quite a few times, but they didn't happen as often. Other times it felt like I was gonna pass out, and I'd be standing. I did have a passing out incident when I was like 10 years old and was taken by ambulance to the hospital. That was a long time ago. But I get shortness of breath associated with my heart palpitations. I get exercise intolerance. I can't tolerate exercise at all. Even with the ataxia, it's extremely difficult. I have heat intolerance. I can't tolerate the heat at all. And sometimes when I'm out in the heat, I tend to run it's really weird, but I tend to run a fever, even though I don't have a fever due to a viral infection or anything like that, a virus, or the flu. So it would be like a reaction to the heat, the weather. I can never recall sweating a whole heck of a lot growing up either. I would have trouble sweating. I noticed everyone else would sweat, and here I am. I don't even break a sweat. And all these other things. that can be associated with dysautonomia. But I just wanted to share that experience in more detail, what went on there. And anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This is in honor of Dysautonomia month, and I was diagnosed with a form of dysautonomia, and I wanted to share that experience with you. So bye now.